This video here is to introduce Elevata, which is really a fitness movement. It's a movement in practice as well as a philosophy using a couple of simple pulleys as you see here. The primary purpose of Elevata existing is because we believe, and I believe, especially in the benefits of exercise in general. It's a fantastic way to get people together doing something that helps them to live life better and longer and with better health and allowing their metabolic system to really fight disease better by addressing common issues with a sedentary American lifestyle. In addition to that, exercise helps people to have better social relationships because of the mental health benefits of exercise. It helps them to cultivate wellness and cultivate more mindfulness, as well as allowing them to be able to have more endurance and cardiovascular health. Additionally, exercise has the elements of helping you with your looks, and really we believe that that's important as well because we want you and anyone here to be able to be engaged in life, looking their best, caring about your relationships, your dating life, and your spouse if you're married, as well as being able to have more energy to bring to those relationships, helping them to be assured that you're going to live longer and better, and motivating them, people in your circle, to do the same. My name is Jerry Mills. I'm the inventor of the Elevata movement system with multiple patents pending, both utility and design. I've spent the last 4 years developing this system, and I've been training others to develop physical capabilities through the Elevata system. So I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about what you've seen here is me applying a mindfulness approach to using Elevata. So I'm really paying attention to some force that I'm putting through my hands. And in this system, I can put an unlimited amount of force into my hands here as all the equipment that I've used for it is meant to be safe. It's meant to hang on to you and hold your center of mass steady so that if you are to express movement, you're fully in control of the force output. So what it isn't is it's not like resistance bands. While Elevata, similar to them, provides a variable level of resistance, which means that the resistance can change as the band becomes stretched. Whereas in Elevata, the resistance level is really 100% whatever you're capable of bringing in any given position of the system. So it's not variable in the way a band builds up a ton of resistance that feels shaky because the elastic energy of the band is telling it it's got to snap back, and you're having to stabilize and control that. And with hundreds of pounds of force or with really explosive movements, your nervous system is aware that, and your unconscious mind and your body are aware that you're managing a lot of chaos, and your body's aware that managing that chaos is managing risk. And it's also aware, based on recent understanding of your fascia and your body's sensory system for movement, which is really an organ that wraps around all of your tissues, your muscles, and your organs. And it retains a memory of your movement experiences and whether or not they were successful. And your fascia will actually tighten up based on whether or not you had success in particular movements in your experience as a biological organism or as a living being. So because of this ability of the fascia to remember your successes and failures, when it comes to how you physically navigate this world, it also stores a lot of emotion. And it behaves like water molecules in the sense that water has the ability to remember and hold patterns. Your fascia and structure also has the ability to remember and hang on to patterns. So really, Elevata is about all of the benefits of exercise without the risk of an injury that can happen to your fascia, to your muscle system when it when it flinches or when it braces, because the load you're dealing with is outside of your control as it's external to you. And one system that you might find similar to Elevata is maybe you look at this and you see, oh, it looks a little like those cable machines that are digital, like the fancy ones you put on a TV by Tonal, you put them on your wall. And Tonal actually creates a version of resistance that seems self-controlled, but it's really just the machine trying to reflect what it thinks your output is after you've begun to act. So it's the machine reacting to your actions, which means you're not really in control with that little bit of latency. And from what we know about the sensitivity levels of your fascia and your tendons, it's really ideal if you can give the body a way to experience movement where the body's truly in control of the force output. So this exercise where I have my eyes shut is highly meditative, and I'm able to keep my eyes shut and stay in a very calm state, which means I'm really tapped into the parasympathetic nervous system while I have the ability to express force, which is a very unique thing because you don't get that unless you're dealing with a really light amount of force, maybe with a machine that has a controlled path. But as soon as you start to stack up the weight on that machine, your body feels restricted by that line with the machine. And it also feels very uncertain. It feels nervous. Your nervous system feels like it has to hold to the form just right. So there are a lot of these different reasons with normal exercise that you're just not going to get to the benefits of it because you're not going to be able to commit, especially when you get these bad experiences, different types of bad experiences physically in your body from exercising with these other systems. So as you see here, I'm doing Elevata very mindfully because this particular practice is really syncing up to the legs, which are controlled by the lower spinal cord. It's syncing up arm movement with movements of the legs. So if I pull up, or here I'm going to press my hands forward away from my body to get a little bit of a stretch. When I do that and my legs feel the feedback of force pulling down, it's really a self-controlled tension level the entire time. So I can pull lighter, I can pull in different directions. I have all of this freedom to move in all of these different styles. So far you've seen that Elevata isn't just resistance training. If you were paying attention to some of these videos, you'd see some of these had more fast-paced movement, and some of them had a slower pace to them, like this, where this will take me into a cardio state if I do it intermittently with some higher intensity movements, which become a part of my toolkit as I become really used to this Elevata system. So with that said, going back to the original premise here, my original point that I'd like to finish was when you train like this, you're training your lower spinal cord nerve afferents that communicate with your central nervous system, that anything you do with your upper body has an immediate felt, or can in this system have an immediate felt feedback in your lower body. So with the Elevata system here, where it's stabilizing you on either side, so balance isn't an issue, you can really express a lot of force safely or very little force safely. And that very little force can be something you use to train your body to become aware of the implications of exerting force through the upper back and through the arms as to how that affects your lower body, and vice versa. When your hips rise, your hands have to come down in this system. So in this system, I have my hands on a barbell, and I'm actually doing a hamstring mobility exercise for the back of my legs so that I can contract my quads as I rise with my hips, which pulls the bar down on my back. And while I keep my back very straight, that lets me get a very good resisted hamstring stretch to allow my strength in that position of both the hamstrings and the quads to gain a new understanding, as well as the fascia. When I'm doing something towards the end there, I was moving a little bit faster, more explosively, which is teaching the fascia that, hey, it's safe. And with a system, I haven't ever gotten injured. So what that's done after many, many hours of training with it is it's taught not even like those minor injuries that you get when you swing a weight too fast and it yanks on your arm or your elbow or whatever. I've not gotten any of those sensations with this Elevata system. So what that does for the fascia is it stores a positive memory that I've succeeded. And by having success with expressing power, it's really been changing my own experiences with regards to how open I am to perhaps creating content, which is something I never would have thought of doing before. And this is new for me. But the willingness to try putting something out there, which is sort of my output, has increased as I've learned that physiologically I can generate force here, and my outputs don't have to have the punishment that you get in the body when you're dealing with a chaotic weight that could drop. It could injure me. It could destabilize me if I get off balance or don't retain a perfect form as I'm getting fatigued. So being able to get rid of many of those sort of issues that are normally associated with exercise has been such a remarkable thing. And honestly, I want the whole world to be able to know what it's like to move with this Elevata system so that they can live healthier and not be scared of approaching exercise. They can get the benefits of exercise and get the benefits that this could provide from a rehab perspective as well. If you have ideas on where you'd like to see me apply Elevata or share more types of movement, or if you have ideas on where you'd like me to show like how this is working and break down any of the types of exercises that I'm doing, feel free to share that with me. I'd love your feedback. You can contact us and we'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video and learn a little bit about the Elevata movement.
Feel the ground beneath your feet. A force awakens, strong and sweet. Not just strength, it's power refined. Elevata's here to free your mind. Take the leap, defy the weight. Feel the pull, it's your new fate. Optimal power fitness, the name. A revolution, changing the game. Elevata lets you take flight. Harness the force, reach new heights. Optimal power force, it's in your veins. Breaking limits, rewriting the games. From the ground, you rise with speed. A system built for every need. Ballistic moves, controlled and free. Elevata unlocks your destiny. It's not just muscle, it's the spark. A nervous system trained to mark. The power flows, the G's align. Elevata's force is so divine. Elevata lets you take flight. It's not just muscle, it's the spark. A nervous system trained to mark. The power flows, the G's align. Elevata's force It's so divine.